Hello, this is Joseph's son, and today I will discuss death and poetry. To begin our conversation of how death is dealt with through poetry, we will look at how Joseph Conrad dealt with death in his novel Heart of Darkness, with one of the main characters, Kurtz. Kurtz lived in the century and geographical center of European imperialism in Africa. He unknowingly benefited from the brutalization of a people and the destruction of the natural landscape. At the end of the book, Kurtz became very ill and nearly deranged just before departing Africa. Approaching death, Kurtz finally realizes the cruelty of the society he worked for and cries, "The horror! The horror!" Since he witnessed the pure evil of mankind, death provided a much preferred alternative to the daunting reality of life. Now, let's look at how Emily Dickinson dealt with death in her poem, Because I Could Not Stop for Death. In this poem, the speaker describes death as a gentleman in a carriage who kindly waited to take her to her grave. Since death was so civil and patient, she released work from her mind and gave all of her time to him. During the journey to her grave, she passed children playing at recess, fields of grain watching her, and the sun set. She sees her grave and describes it as a home, at ease with their final resting place. Unlike Kurtz, the speaker's journey to death didn't illuminate any vision of mankind that struck her with fear. In fact, her journey was calmly paced and peaceful, and although she couldn't stop for death, because she possibly didn't want to die, when it came, she calmly accepted it and let go of her life. John Keats, in his poem, When I Have Fears That I May Cease to Be, explores a completely polar attitude to that explored by Joseph Conrad in his novel. The speaker in this poem fears he'll die before he can write down all of his thoughts in many famous and successful books and experience the excitement and power of an unimaginable romance. The speaker is passionate about life and what it has in store for him, and is filled with despair and dejection when reminded of his mortality. Of course, poets, authors, artists, and everyone around us react to their own mortality differently. I hope, however, that at the end of our lives we can look back with satisfaction and look forward with peace.
Created using Powtoon.